Hi guys, welcome back to Off Topic. I'm your host Athena, and today is our final episode of Off Topic Season 1. And how can we not end our fabulous show Off Topic without Jahan,
Hi.
who transferred to the school recently as a junior. And he is going to tell us his tales, his lore as a transfer student, and just him as himself today. So with all due, welcome to the studio, Jahan.
Thank you for having me here, Athena.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty great. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. So,
Near the weekend?
yeah, it's near the weekend and a lot of great things going on. We just came back from spring break and you did a lot of fun things during spring break. Like, how many countries did you go to again?
2 countries, but it was amazing, though. France and some states.
Oh, what states?
Indiana, Illinois, for some college visits at University of Illinois and Purdue.
Oh, wow. So do you have a favorite college so far, or?
Right now, it's a real tie between Virginia Tech and Purdue.
Okay, so let's go back to the countries you visited.
All right.
You said France. Okay, what was your favorite part?
I would say the whole France exchange program.
Oh.
It was all in Paris. We had a host family which we stayed with for weeks, and it was an amazing time. We got to experience French culture as in like authentic French meals, speaking French about everywhere we went, going to a French school, and yeah, highlights.
Those do sound like highlights. Did you splurge on anything, or did you do any shopping?
Confess or deny that.
Sounds like a no comment moment. Well, yeah. I'm glad you had an amazing spring break. I went to Disney during spring break. That's typical of me. I spawned in there, so I can relate to having an amazing spring break. So, okay, now I want to go back towards, so you as a transfer student. Okay, so you transitioned to this school in the middle of the school year as a junior, and I want to know, how did you know you're going to go to this school, and what was the process like?
Less intense than I thought, honestly.
Okay.
Everyone here has been so welcoming. Like I mentioned, it's an amazing community.
It's a great community. You mentioned before there's less cliques, so at your previous school, was it, if you feel comfortable sharing, of course, was it harder making friends there compared to here?
Yeah, they're preformed cliques, all the way from lower school, I'd even say. A lot of people went to the same religious affiliation schools. And they had known each other for the whole time, so everybody came in the same, like, big group. And some other people, but, like, barely a % of the whole bunch, came from smaller schools. And one of the other people I knew who went to my old school fell out of touch with me and joined one of the bigger cliques. And by then, I hadn't had a chance to really become a part of one, and yeah, it just was really just me the whole 2 years there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I get what you're saying when a lot of kids came from the same Catholic school. I attended a Catholic middle school, so I get that experience can be different, but I get what you're saying with the cliques. Since I'm not saying like only religious schools have cliques, I think all schools have cliques, but I get what you're saying. It really hurts. And I understand that was a tough time. I don't understand cliques. It's just like a hive mind in a way, like negative cliques. I guess friend groups are different, but what you're saying with that friend and how you were treated, was it one of the reasons why you wanted to go to?
For sure.
Wow. And I'm so glad that you have formed a community here. And speaking of which, what has it been like finding your community here and finding not really your places? I don't really believe people have a certain like place they have to put themselves in, like a box, but just having your comfort
I hope no one goes into a box.
like your comfort places and just finding yourself.
Much better. It's been much better here, of course. Can actually talk to people, have people reply back, not just like ghost you in a hallway or just pretend they didn't hear you.
People can ghost you in real life?
Yeah, that's happened.
Wow.
It happens all the time. But it's been much better having people to talk to, like you, Athena.
Yeah.
And have someone to look forward to seeing every day. So
that's good.
It's always nice to have.
That's good. And you've had a lot of involvement in STEM programs such as our CAD program. A little bit. You're prepping for our advanced aerial robotics program.
I'm doing an independent study.
Yes, which is super impressive since I'm in it, and it's kind of difficult to work with a team of people building a drone. So I can't imagine you're just on your solo mission, trying not to die building a drone, which is awesome, by the way. So
sounds easier than it is.
Yeah, it's not Legos. So you have your community. So what was it like finding the STEM part?
It was great. Although my old school did have it, it's better to have it when you actually have people you can relate to in the STEM community, with a more diverse mindset too, especially. And because of the more diverse interests, of course, you can find people with your own interests and not just very stereotypical, like, oh, just this sports interest and
multifaceted people, which is one of the things I love about this school, or like a community, is when you have a group of multifaceted people who aren't just I'm going to stick to my little box here. It's just no, I'm doing this and that and this and that. So that's awesome. And I want to know, what got you inspired into STEM? Like, was there a moment where you're younger where you're like, oh, this is cool, or you saw someone building something?
Well, building, yeah, Lego for sure. I've been building Lego since I've been 3, and I have over 500 sets, so you could say it's a big hobby of mine.
So you're building 500 sets. You've done this since you were 3. I don't feel like doing math. So that's like almost 20 to 30 sets a year.
Yeah, some years a few more, but not complaining.
No,
amazing.
That's impressive. What has been, I know this is difficult since you have like 500 sets, but what has been your favorite that you've built?
I have to say top 3 instead.
Okay, top 3. Let's go.
The Millennium Falcon.
Okay,
the initial.
Awesome.
The Ferrari Daytona SP3. It's a Technic set, which I found a funner building challenge.
Okay.
And quite recently, the Ferrari SF24 Formula One car. So, yeah.
I notice a trend here with the cars. And you're also.
I'm wearing this.
So, yeah. So, what got you into Ferrari and all the different car brands? And since I know it's related to how much you like building, and that's an entire type of engineering field. So.
Yeah. Well, as you're asking before, if the STEM and the Lego, the Ferrari came into play around the pandemic. I remember looking at a bunch of different other sports, stuff to get interested in, and I saw Formula One, for example, and I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't get an immediate interest, though, right away, but with the Lego, I started, continuing to explore different other themes and subtitles. One of them was Speed Champions, found that interesting, but as I was thinking about that, also took a greater interest into just race cars in general, just sports cars, like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, Pagani, and so on. And I just was fascinated by what goes into designing them, their speed, of course.
Yes, and that's a big component.
Yeah, and even the history behind them too, especially the companies. Ferrari, for example, founded 1929 or so. But yeah, no, it's just really elaborate and interesting.
That is interesting. I actually watched I would say 20 minutes of the F1 show. Episode 1. Yes, episode 1. I was like, and a big question I had in my head was so they go really fast, but how does the entire car not tip over? I know they have so many safety precautions, and this is 2025 engineering, but it's just so interesting, and I completely understand why you would want to get into STEM because of that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, going off of that, what STEM career do you want to go into then? I know engineering will probably be one, but that's a vast thing.
Mechanical engineering. Sports, but
that's
mechanical overall.
That's interesting. We cannot wait to see, let's say 30 years from now, your own circuit in Italy, where you have your own set of, you'll have your own set of race cars and have race drivers, and it will be awesome. I know it will be awesome. I'm manifesting. I'll manifest it for you. No problem.
Always love manifesting.
Yeah, we gotta manifest. That's the rule of life. And speaking of manifesting, I always use it with school life. I'm manifesting this grade, I'm manifesting that grade. So we kind of talked a bit about culture shock. First day, first month, okay. Now, how do you feel with your classes and the differences between your classes here and your old school, especially as a junior, since you transferred in? How has that been?
I'll be honest, at the beginning of the year, I thought the classes would be very hard. I was a bit burnt out from my old school, and I had been doing straight honors, everything like that.
Oh my goodness.
So when I came here, I took it very easy, an AP class, an honors class or two. In hindsight, I do think I made the right choice, but
I think you did too.
yeah. I've had a lot more time to do stuff outside of school, soccer, for example.
Nice, multifaceted, awesome.
And pursuing more stuff for my career in mechanical engineering. Looking for internships, summer programs, opportunities, and just pursuing my passion in general.
I love hearing that. And I agree. I feel like sometimes people, when you overdo it, like you said, burnt out, when you overdo it, not only you're burnt out, you're just stressed, and you can get all over the place when you just take more than one AP or more than one honor. So, I agree with what you're saying. People overthink your junior year of high school being, I'm just going to load up all of my courses with like all these advanced placement stuffs and honors, when it's about, okay, you need to learn how to manage all those riveting classes, some classes that are a little bit easier, so that it's not just
time management.
Yeah.
Ironically, I've overloaded myself for next year.
Do you?
But yeah, I think I can do it.
I think I know you.
Finding my balance, time management,
and your balance with, I'm assuming, Legos in your free time.
Well, social, academic,
okay.
Athletic.
Yes, I'm not
hobbies too.
I'm not saying you're locking yourself in your room and building Legos, but
I mean, sometimes I'd like to.
Sometimes, listen, when it's a weekend and I find myself with a book, I'm not talking to people for 5 hours. I will say I understand that part, but social life and outlets, it's all about balance when it comes to high school. So
life's about balance.
I love that. I definitely agree with that. And going off of, I know it sounds redundant that I keep mentioning, you coming here as a junior, but a lot of transfer students. No, a lot of transfer students come here like the idea is, oh, you transfer into a high school when you're a freshman, like. So this and that, but sometimes as a junior, we don't really talk about. I realize we don't talk about that as much.
Felt like a big risk for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when the cliques were already formed at my old school, like no changing. I assumed it might be the same here, but luckily it's a bit more. You can get more accepted into just groups. They're not all closed off. You can talk with more than one person. It's much better.
Right. And honestly, I feel like as a junior, you came in at the right time, since so many people are getting more mature with the entire college process. Sorry, with the college flashbacks to the college process thing, and like we're just getting older, and so I know people are different, but what I've noticed as a whole is people are just more. This is such a great word to use. More chill.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, hey, you're here? Okay, chill. You can just, like, sit with us. Like, it's not as big as a deal, whereas when you're in, like, when you're a sophomore, when you're a freshman, it's like, that's your entire world. It's being popular and being this and that, whereas a junior, it's like, listen, I just want to get through the college process and all my workload, so, hey, if you want to sit with us, just sit with us. Like, it's not that big of a deal, so I appreciate that. And so how do you feel then next year? You're going to
I feel like I might get senioritis, hope not, but...
The senioritis.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of not looking forward to it, but looking forward to it at the same time, if you know what I mean.
I get it.
Just like, it's like a year left until college, and it's kind of crazy thinking about it. Like, felt like only, I don't know, a week ago when I was... I mean, yeah.
No, that's
I don't
real.
want to be stereotypical and say a day, but...
It felt like a day ago I walked in these halls.
Really did, though.
That's how time works, unfortunately. It's weird. Yeah. But I keep interrupting you to get excited.
No, that's okay.
So, yeah, it does feel so quick. I still remember, I'm still on my first day of freshman year, honestly. I'm going to be real with you. I'm stuck in a time loop. But, may not be for everyone. Yeah, so...
That'd be amazing, though.
Yeah, wouldn't it not be? But just you as a junior, so... It's just you're ready for the college process. I get that. And, what about your friends, though? Since I know people keep in touch after high school, but knowing that friends who may not be a junior, maybe sophomores or your age, it can be tough, right?
I mean, from the soccer team, I know quite a few. They're enjoying the popularity game, as you're saying in the beginning.
Oh, goodness, yeah. It's so silly.
That feeling like, this is a lot. And it is. It's like, before you fully see the whole picture, like, you kind of want to always go back to freshman year, of course. Right. But most of them are just enjoying the moment the present as now. Yeah.
No, I agree. Enjoying the present and just knowing like it's always about moving forward, not backward too, is what I'm sensing as well. Okay, so so I'm gonna go a little off topic here. Not this special off topic question, but just an off topic question. So we have a document for our questions, of course, and you filled out, like the amazing student you are, some of the questions here. Yeah. And if you feel comfortable talking about this, you put in your name.
Oh yeah, my full name.
Your full name. No, we're not. I'm not saying oops. I'm actually interested. Is that your full name on your birth certificate?
Yes.
So like,
Jahan, Stephen, Michael, Anthony, Humnick.
Wow. Okay. So there was
5 names. 2 for my confirmation, Michael Anthony, and I took my dad's middle name, Stephen. So.
Oh. Okay. So I sense some of the family lore behind it.
Oh yeah, like there's quite a few.
Yeah. If you feel free. Okay, with sharing like your background, cultural background.
Oh yeah, I'm Persian. I'm half Persian, quarter Italian and quarter American, also Slovak, but we don't know where that came from, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, my mother's side of family is Persian. My father's side is the Italian, Slovak, American side. So. Mm-hmm. So, it's just a lot. That's what all names are. They're just a blend of your family. And I wasn't trying to get in your business. I need to know. But I was just like, wait, is this the actual? Okay. No. So it's fine. Okay. So now I really like what we covered. So just before we go to our special off-topic question, just to conclude our entire conversation about transferring as a junior, what is one thing or two do you want people or society, I'm not trying to sound like Batman, what is one thing or society, what is one thing or two you want society to know, or just people to know about transferring as a junior to high school? It for sure is a scary and nervous process, but it's not as scary or nerve-wracking as you think, actually. I quite enjoyed it, a fresh new start, at the beginning, freshman year. But, if you find what you're looking for, it's much more rewarding. You feel like you have less to lose, more to gain. And it just, don't overthink it. Of course, it'll be natural to do so, but once it happens, it happens. And also be as friendly as you can. Approach as many people as you can. Like I said before, you're starting new. And find as many friends as you can.
Awesome. I love that. And that was a great way to wrap this up. And speaking of a wrap up.
Special off topic?
No, don't get scared. That's it. So, let's say you have a special, let's say credit card, but it's not a credit card. Let's say you had a card full of unlimited amount of money. And on this card, you can book a flight to any international country, and you can go on a shopping spree at any store in the world. Okay. What would these things or places be? And you could choose either one you want to answer to, but.
That's a good question. I have to be honest, if I could choose, I can't think of a country right now, but I could think of a store, Lego store, of course. Yeah, I think you knew I was going to say that.
I knew it. Okay.
And yes, the shopping spree there.
Are you buying out the entire store?
I mean,
unlimited credit card. I mean, you can do whatever you want with that. No doubt, just buy.
All the 800 plus sets.
Where you get so there's this new set they released, the Elden Ring set.
Oh yeah, that one looks
with
nice.
The Hobbit area, like Arendelle.
The Tower Barad-dûr. Probably going to get killed for saying it
Tower,
wrong.
I think Cyron? Are you talking about Cyron?
Yeah.
I saw that in one of the Lego
Sauron,
stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you're getting those 2 sets?
Yeah, that one. I think I just literally, as you said, clean shop.
Clean shop. No, clean it. Everyone's going to start be like, no!
Bigger problem would be finding a cart.
Okay, that's a good point. I think you would have to use a truck. Probably. Wow. Gang.
Actually,
yep.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to change this answer.
Oh, okay, plot twist. I love plot twists. Yes, what's
plot
the
twist.
Change?
Go to a car dealership. Unlimited funds. I mean, it might not be a shop, but you can buy stuff.
You're buying a Ferrari car.
Well, how'd you guess?
Let me
And not
think.
just one.
Not just one. Oh, you're going to have an entire garage full of.
I'm going to keep adding.
Oh, you could have your own little race circuit. I don't know if that's legal. Is that legal?
I mean,
it's illegal if someone finds out.
Is it still rolling?
Okay.
I mean, our neighbor has something like that, actually, for motorcycles, but...
Well, is that your final answer for your stuff?
Locked in.
Locked
Final
in
Jeopardy.
on the grind. Yep, I love it. Standing on business, well, gang. That was Off Topic, episode 6. Season 1 is over, and how can we not end it with Jahan? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to follow our Instagram, called Off Topic Video Podcast, and our TikTok, which I think is the same username if you have TikTok, of course. And we will see you, Season 2, Episode 1. That's a wrap.